Hey guys, so the first trailer for Aquaman The Lost Kingdom finally dropped the other day, and I wanted to take a moment and discuss that with you guys. I wanted to discuss a couple of theories in particular that I think would be interesting because a lot of different people, a lot of us have missed it when we first watched the trailer. So definitely let me know what you think of my theories on this particular trailer, and I hope you guys have fun watching this video. Before we get into these theories, first I wanted to talk about what I thought of the trailer. I thought the trailer was good. It flows perfectly with the ideas of the original movie. And with all honesty, it's exactly what I expected from the film. James Wan, who directed the first film and is now coming back to direct the second one, seems to once again be having so much fun plunging back into this universe. And the world that he has created looks beautiful, and I cannot wait to get back into it. As the director himself mentioned, this film will focus on Arthur Curry, being now the king of Atlantis, and his relationship with his half brother, Orm, as they attempt to defend their kingdom against the now overpowered Black Manta. And if you remember correctly, Black Manta was originally introduced in the first movie. Well, not originally, but he was introduced in the first movie, and I personally liked his introduction. I felt like it was a good setup for his villainy, and the reason why he's has it in for Aquaman was explained perfectly, and I could totally understand where he's coming from and why he would want to take down Aquaman and burn down everything he's built. Now, the one question that everybody has on their mind, the one question that everybody's wondering right now, I mean, honestly, take the time to look at a couple of other videos out there specific about this trailer. The one question that everybody seems to be wondering is, will this movie bomb? And just like a lot of the most recent DCEU films, they haven't really been that successful in box office. A lot of them have come close to expectation, but many of them have failed big time. A lot of the movies outside of the DCEU have performed well, but those within the DCEU seems to be struggling a lot. Similarly to this movie that's coming out in December, we have to wonder if it will be as successful, or if it will struggle as successful as the first one, or if it will struggle like the rest. Me personally, I have a lot more faith in this movie being more successful than the last few DCEU outings. Firstly, because of the main actor himself, Jason Momoa. He's liked by kids. Men want to be his friends, just have a beer with the guy. He seems like a good guy to have a beer with. Let me know what you think. And women seem to really, quote unquote, like his personality. And there's also those guys who have completely sworn off any DC cinematic universe because Zack Snyder is no longer at the helm of this universe. Even those guys seem to like Jason Momoa because he has always shown a lot of love and support for the former DC EU director. Now, aside from all of that, there's also the fact that, unlike a lot of the other main DC EU actors, Jason Momoa really doesn't have a lot of public image issues. And so, as we all know, with all of these movies, having the support of the general audience is a big key to make these movies successful. And Jason Momoa definitely seems like the type of person that a lot of people will go to the movies to see on the big screen, especially for a character like this one. Now, the movie itself looks like one that will attract general audiences. It looks fun, it's colorful, it's inventive, and it's coming out in December, which will be perfect for families to take their kids and go see the movie together. So, will it do as good as the original movie did? That's still hard to say, but it definitely has a lot going for it. Now, the main reason why I gathered you guys for this meeting is because I feel like there's something in particular that we missed in this trailer. Now, there's only one theory, one thing that I want to talk about with this particular trailer. Actually, scratch that. There's two two major theories that I believe are hidden in this trailer. And I wanted to discuss that with you guys. I hope that's okay. And I hope you join me on this crazy train that we're about to go into. Now, a lot of this thinking might first seem to come off as coming out of left field, but stick with me until the end. I might change your mind and I might convince you to jump along with me on this. Now, I know a lot of people were complaining when this trailer took so long to be released, but I personally hope they would have kept it hidden a bit longer. Maybe release it in October and maybe just have two or three TV spots before the movie comes out. I feel like nowadays these trailers tend to reveal so much about the movie. So much supporters are just kind of like thrown in and out in certain areas of the movie, of the trailer. And as audience members, we have all become smart enough to pick out on those certain hints. With that said, here are my two theories about the revelations hidden in this trailer. Firstly, there's definitely going to be an Aquaman 3. I know that's crazy because a lot of you guys will come out and mention and comment, letting me know that with James Gunn taking over DC, it is known that the DCU will soon be replacing the DCEU. A lot of changes are happening, and a lot of things will no longer be the same. However, Aquaman is the only DCEU movie that cracked $1 billion. It was extremely profitable for the studio. Over Man of Steel or Batman versus Superman or even the Justice League or the Snyder Cut, this movie was extremely profitable for the studio. And as I previously mentioned, Jason Momoa, the main actor of this movie franchise, is well loved by the majority of people, which is why when Peter Safran and James Gunn took over DC, they met first with Jason Momoa and tried at the very best to keep him on board. And by the time he came out of that meeting with Peter Safran and James Gunn, he had the biggest smile on his face, posted one of the most interesting videos online hinting at something big coming for DC. I do think that Jason Momoa will eventually transition in the DCU as the character Lobo, but first, an Aquaman 3 is inevitable. Here's my first theory. And I know when I mention this, it might sound a little insane, but I do believe that Aquaman 3 has already been shot. The same way that there are other movies out there that have been shot back to back, I think this is something similar that will be happening here. This is the reason why this movie took about 4 years to shoot. We've heard rumors of massive reshoots, and a lot of us thought that maybe the movie was in trouble. Now, reshoots are expected. Reshoots are typically normal, but with this movie, there was definitely a lot of massive information that came out there letting us know that there was way too much reshoot, way too many reshoots happening with these movies. Now, I believe the reason for that is because the movie itself isn't just the one movie being shot, but back to back 2 and 3 being shot here. And we've seen images of Ben Affleck on the set of Aquaman, but I do believe that Aquaman 2 itself will focus mainly on the characters of Aquaman and Orm and that universe in particular, the Aquaman universe. And I don't think we're going to see a lot of happenings with other DC characters showing up in this movie until the third movie, which will happen sooner than most of us expect. One of the other reasons for this belief is the fact that James Wan, the director of the Aquaman movies, he's well known to not wanting to direct more than 2 movies. He's done maybe 2 movies in the past, and whenever in that franchise, whenever there's a third movie coming out, he usually lets it to another director to come in and direct the final movie in the franchise. But with such a profitable franchise like Aquaman, which made $1 billion for the studio, I do feel like the studio would have been nervous to let this movie go down to an unprepared or another director, but the one who has proven himself back to back, like with the Fast and the Furious movies. And then again with Aquaman, we want to make sure that he stays on board and direct the final movie in this franchise. So I feel like he would have been convinced to stay on board if these movies were shot back to back. Recently, James Wan, the director of Aquaman 1 and 2, said that if and when Aquaman 3 comes out, dot, dot, dot. Now, who cares really about the rest of that statement? Because I think that this particular part of the statement is much more important than anything else. It hints at something that is not to be revealed until the movie itself comes out. Now, aside of all these little hints that are happening here and there, my second theory itself is based on the trailer. This trailer actually led me to believe that there will, in fact, be an Aquaman 3 much sooner than everyone expects. And that is this particular image of Black Manta. Probably one of the coolest image in this trailer. And I've seen a lot of people online actually mention how much they appreciate, how much they like this image. It's colorful, it's mesmerizing, it's disturbing. It's an image of Black Manta standing victoriously with his trident raised high, surrounded by fire, destruction, and other creatures all over his surroundings. And I'm willing to bet that this will be the last scene of the movie. The movie ends with Black Manta victorious over Aquaman, ending the film on a cliffhanger. There are other scenes in this trailer that leads me to believe that this theory of mine is correct, but that would just be too much spoilers, wouldn't it? I definitely want to leave a couple of things out there for every single one of us to go back and rewatch this trailer with these ideas in mind and let me know what you think of it. So please take a moment, rewatch the trailer. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of the trailer, if you're excited about the movie, and what you're looking forward to the most in the next years of DC. I love and appreciate you. Until next time, ciao.